Come, I will conceal nothing. I have no enthusiasm and no energy right now, for I am exhausted. So, Billy, I'll be counting on you to make up the enthusiasm gap. I, meanwhile, will go and take a nap somewhere.
So in other words, we're going to get Chiaki is what you're saying.
Maybe.
I guess we're the bittersweet gamers. I'm We Squared. Okay, that's enough. Are you done?
10 more minutes.
Oh my god, what are you, 10?
Well, sleepy as I may be, there is one thing that brings more than a little joy to my lukewarm, dispassionate heart. And that is this freaking FTE selector made by Owlcatcher. For goodness sake, we have a limited number of these FTEs, and yet Owl, out of the goodness of his heart, built this program so he wouldn't have to use some third-party wasteland of a website.
Rolls.org wasn't that bad. Come on, man.
Are you kidding? It always rolled 1 or 2. God, I'm just gonna go take a nap. Let me know when we figured out who it is.
Who do you think we're going to get, Sleeping Damon? There's only 2 people left that I could voice, and one of them's already been eliminated.
I'm gunning for Chiaki. Dang! Of course it's Kazuichi.
Oh my god!
So let's see. Let's see. Of the people that are here, be it rolls.org or Owlcatcher's FTE selector, it only picks the characters that were voiced by Billy, except for one.
I think it's rigged. Random my foot.
I think reality is rigged. Likes Coke, dislikes sugar-free anything.
Also like swimming in the ocean and chomping on beachgoers because he's a shark, see? No?
He may like swimming in the ocean, but I don't think he's ever chomped on a beachgoer. I like how Soda likes soda, but Hifumi likes Diet Coke.
Make of that what you will. Hey, 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 hey!
No, the way that quote was, hey, 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 hey.
Hey, 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 hey!
No, more articulate. Hey, 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 hey.
Hey, 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 hey!
Like that.
Did you turn into Xena the Warrior Princess?
Hey, wow!
We're not headbanging again!
Did you say Xena the Warrior Princess?
Yeah, she's got that yodeling attack, like that little yodel battle cry she does.
Is there anybody younger than us who remembers what that is?
Lucy Lawless is a gift to television. Man, I'm a little bored. Are you bored too?
That was an interesting voice.
Then let's think about how we can kill time by ogling women. I killed some time with Kazuichi today thinking about how to kill time.
That reminds me of high school.
Killing time?
Sitting around with your friends going, so what do you want to do? Look, don't you remember that? Just sitting around for like 6 hours trying to figure out what we're going to do, doing nothing, and then just leaving?
Yeah, that was a big problem.
It freaking sucked! Kind of amazingly, we only ever hung out with Kazuichi once.
Considering he was around for the entirety of the game, that was pretty surprising, but we were trying
That is why I said surprising, yes?
Yes, but I was going to follow it up with a further declarative statement. Ah, man, why aren't there any vehicles with engines on this damn island?
You have to specify with engines, because there are plenty of vehicles. Also, does a Mono Beast count as a vehicle?
I don't think it runs on like a V8 or something.
Who cares what it runs on? It has to have an engine!
Well, yeah, but he's talking. I guess it doesn't matter if he can, because he is the ultimate mechanic, so he should be able to cobble together something. Look, man, all the Mono Beast fighting happens off screen. We never see the remains.
I like how I don't know what you even took out of what I said. I know I'm sleepy. What's your excuse?
I'm Wii Squared. That's my excuse. At this rate, I'll take anything. A go-kart, RC toys, a baby carriage. Just let me tinker with something.
Who puts an engine in a baby carriage and why?
My mother did. Why do you think I turned out this way? Baby carriages don't have engines.
They do when I'm done with them!
There's nothing I can't disassemble. So I took apart the alarm clock inside my room. That's why I'm always late to the meetings. And when I did that, I couldn't put it back together.
All the more reason not to let him near a baby carriage. He might take the baby apart instead.
Oh. So there are times when even the ultimate mechanic can't fix something, huh? Of course.
Kick.
Are you making fun of my laugh?
Kick.
I'll kick you in the teeth.
Hey, that was all right.
Yeah, thank you. Of course. That sort of thing happens to me all the time.
You know, I was told once by a guy who was doing some low-level electronics work on an item I possessed. If you haven't lost any screws by the time you put it all back together, you did something wrong.
One time I was tinkering around without thinking, and before I realized it, I made some kind of car thing. It gained sentience and drove off into the sunset.
What the heck?
For some reason, the things I fix always end up being some kind of vehicle. That's why I'm like the ultimate mechanic and not like the ultimate engineer or something.
So you're saying if you mess with it, and it's not a vehicle, then you can't fix it?
Oh. I don't understand that at all.
I like how you went, and then he went,
Huh? That was for you. I don't mind messing around.
No, you went, and he went, and you went, gotta get this just right here.
I see what you mean.
I'll just go back to napping.
I don't mind messing around with the frame or connecting the electrical equipment. But guys definitely need something with a rumble and some bam, bam, bam. Hey, Hajime, you know what I'm talking about, right? You know what I really want now, Miss Sonia?
Some bim, boom, bam?
Kazuichi's probably talking about an engine. It's what he's been talking about.
Therefore, he's talking about it.
Engine agrees with engine. You're talking about an engine, right? That's what you want to mess around with?
Good job there, Ultimate Detective.
That's right. That's exactly it.
That's why you were saying what you were saying. So you said, what was I saying? And then you told him what he was saying.
This is the easiest one so far. Disassemble, reassemble, see how it goes. Disassemble, reassemble, see how it goes.
Bamboo bam! Bamboo bam!
Disassemble, reassemble, see how it goes. Doing that over and over gets my brain moving. I really miss the smell of oil.
Go stand by a Mono Beast and sniff it.
The last time I did that, Monokuma shooed me off.
I won't ask questions.
You're right. I haven't really smelled anything like that since we came to this island, but then again, I don't go around sniffing cars and vehicles.
Why don't you just go to the base?
Well, who knows if we'd unlocked the base by the time we got to this FTE.
Kazuichi, don't talk to me like that with that look in your eyes.
But even if there was a car here, you couldn't drive it, and this is the important part, since you don't have a driver's license, right?
It'd be against the law.
There's no way I'd do something annoying like that. I'd just get motion sickness anyway.
So you want to build the engines, not use the engines.
I just really like the feeling of an engine running.
So you just want to lay down on a big old engine that's going, and then like, it's so relaxing. As it vibrates up and down.
Yeah, why, is that weird? I like all kinds of machines, but vehicles are definitely the best of the best.
What if they have two legs?
A vehicle is a vehicle and is therefore by default the best of the best.
Good man!
After all, they look so awesome. Man, I really want to go home soon and start working on my bike again. Oh, you're even making a bike, huh? I don't know why this is surprising to me in any way, shape, or form.
最高だぜ
My dream machine is seriously awesome, you know? According to my calculations, it has a top speed of 585 miles per hour.
Good lord!
Name that reference.
Billy, I can't tell if you're trying to alienate our audience or what.
うわ
Man, I really miss tinkering with that thing.
What?
Right before we came here, I'd put like machine guns and like a chainsaw mount on the front. And sorry, what were we talking about?
What did you do? Put like a jet engine on it? Attach a rocket booster?
No, but it obviously wouldn't be street legal. And since I get motion sickness, I can't ride it anyway. What's the use of making a ride that you can't even use? I don't understand that at all.
うん
Hey, Hajime, do you have a dream for the future or something? I've never really thought about it.
And so, it has become the FTEs about Hajime instead of Kazuichi. Or the subject of the FTEs, as it were.
Maybe I've forgotten what it was along with everything else that I've forgotten. How about you? Do you have one?
あ
Well, you know, sort of. Since I am a mechanic, I mean...
Throughout our LP, we frequently called Kazuichi normal, because he is the most normal person here.
That is true.
He's not depressingly normal like Hajime. Like Hajime or Makoto as pseudo self-inserty protagonists. Not completely, but they have some aspects of that. They're more blank.
Yeah.
Whereas Kajime? Whereas Kazuichi is just weird enough to be a normal person.
Just weird enough to be a normal person? What do you mean?
Well, nobody, realistically, is completely quote-unquote normal.
That is true. We all have our quirks and peculiarities.
Anyway, unlike everybody else, the whole reason I brought this up was listening to his Japanese voice, and I guess this applies to his English one as well. It's just normal.
Nothing fancy going on here.
Nothing unusual, just normal. Quite unlike your voice, but...
And what exactly is wrong with this voice, you big dum-dum? There's not much a guy like me can do besides tinker with machines. So if I'm gonna reach for the stars, then that's the only one for me. I'm gonna build a giant piloted robot.
Oh, sounds good. Let's go.
Do you mean an F1 racer?
ちげえだろ
Hell no! Something bigger and faster! A giant robot!
Yeah, mobile suit. Let's do it.
Ah, never mind. Don't even think about it.
No! Build a mobile suit!
You'll just laugh. You'll definitely laugh at me.
Build a mobile suit. It's sounding more and more like it. Either that or he wants to build a jet? No. A tank? No, he wants it to be faster and bigger. No, I can't think of anything else.
Which means he won't be able to, drive it himself since he gets motion sickness.
Well, it doesn't matter.
Which certainly explains the roller coaster scene. When he was dying.
わかってんだぞ
See, I told you! Your face is totally giving it away!
My face has a giant grin on it.
I'm making a face?
I'm making a face full of encouragement because no matter what he says, his dream is that he wants to actually build, I'm going to make him build a mobile suit instead.
Ah! Don't you get it?
つうかよ
I mean, if I'm talking about the best machine, then I'm obviously talking about that. And that's not the that I'm referring to. That.
Is that unusual?
I think I've lost track of what we're talking about now. Does he want me to guess or not? The thing Kazuichi probably wants to talk about is...
Train.
A train?
It's gotta be a train.
Is it a train?
なるほどな
A train, huh? You can definitely stuff one of those with dreams.
お前な
But there's something much bigger and faster than that, right?
Okay, see, I've always thought trains were kind of lame. Well, in Japanese media, you run into characters that like trains, so I was thinking it was just gonna be that again.
That makes sense. Well, then it must be a jet plane. I've got it. No, I don't. You're talking about a jet plane. Jet planes are so sweet. Fighter jets are totally fascinating too.
お前な
But I've already read this line.
Well, he did say bigger and faster. I guess it doesn't get bigger or faster than a rocket ship. A rocket ship? What are we, in 4th grade?
Damon, this is exactly the reaction he was worried about. Don't laugh at his dreams. Could it be because this is the only answer left? A rocket ship?
あ
Laugh all you want. Damon already did. I don't care.
I don't mind this is a dream. My only complaint is calling it a rocket ship. Who calls it a rocket ship? It's like you're talking about building a shuttle, a ship? What?
Why would I laugh? That sounds amazing.
マジかよ
Seriously? You're not playing me, are you? I see. I see. I see. Don't you think rockets are amazing? They're the biggest and the fastest. They're at the very top of the vehicle food chain. You know, when you go out into the wild and you see like a trailer pounce on an SUV and then devour it? Ah, nature's majesty.
I don't
つ
know.
うかよ
SUVs punch above their weight class when it comes to the vehicular food chain. Trailers are honestly just for transportation. It's true that they're large and full of mass. It's sort of like a cheetah taking down...
You are taking my joke way too seriously.
I'm just saying, an SUV can take a trailer.
But still, there's just one thing I'm worried
An
about.
SUV is like a rhino! When's the last time you saw something prey on a rhino?
I have nothing to say to that. No matter how hard I work to make such an awesome machine, there's no way I could give a girl a ride in one.
Maybe by the time you're old enough to drive, you'll be able to overcome your motion sickness with hard work and guts.
Yeah, if you get motion sickness in a car, you'd have a really bad time inside a rocket. But a fantasy like that is very you, I guess. If you ever overcome your motion sickness, I can totally imagine you riding a motorcycle with a girl.
See, this is more of what I was thinking about, as opposed to trying to date a girl on a rocket. Now, to be fair, if you were to go up to a girl and be like, hey, do you want to go on a ride in my rocket ship? And she says yes,
I think you've got it made.
you possibly have found the right girl, or she thinks you mean something way different.
You probably hang out with a bunch of delinquents and get into all kinds of trouble, too. Aren't you mixing up the game genres here? So you think so, too. I mean, it's normal to think like that.
See? The two most normal people here, normal because slightly self-inserty blank. I mean, admittedly, that's part of the plot, but you understand what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, no, I gotcha.
And normal high school boy with normal high school boy desires, they get together and they understand each other, which is that they want to read high school delinquent manga and pick up girls.
Kazuichi, did something happen all of a sudden?
あ
Don't worry about it, I promise.
Go forth, read the Bancho manga!
I just remembered something I need to do, so later! For some reason, Kazuichi abruptly walked away. I don't really know why his attitude changed.
Silliness aside, this could mean a couple of things.
I do remember from the first one that he mentioned that his dad was always kind of really strict with him, and so it would make sense that there would be a degree of delinquency, I suppose, given his personality and interests.
That could make sense. I have a hard time with stuff like this because of my own personal experience. I was too straight-laced when I was a kid, and so that actually kind of bred a desire to be a delinquent in me, but one I was never going to act on.
Huh.
I just wanted to loosen up a bit, but I didn't know how to do that.
Well, dang, I thought we were going to hear the story about how Damon was in a biker gang in his youth.
Maybe there's a reason that I liked River City Ransom so much.
Barf!
マジでエンジン全開ちくしょう
Somehow I'm already losing confidence in myself because everyone makes fun of me.
You went from Enjin Zenkai to already losing confidence in myself?
The strength of a coward.
In one line?
Well, I mean, it's not like I had any confidence to begin with. Damn it, why did this have to happen? I want to go home already.
Sonia must have given him a mean look.
Kazuichi seems pretty depressed, both physically and mentally. Get a hold of yourself. I'm sure there must be some way to do whatever has you down. Come on, you know what they say? Where there's a will, there's a way, right? Hajime.
やばくね?
Isn't that kind of lame? It's your fault for complaining!
What?
Just trying to help you out, man.
Well, that's the problem. Nobody really wants to hear platitudes. It's not that the platitudes are necessarily wrong. Actually, most of the time they're right, but it's not really helpful. Like,
yeah.
The phrase that I use is know something in your bones. I mean, you've heard me mention that a billion times.
And I've even felt that phenomenon myself.
Yeah.
It's one thing to intellectually know something, but then that moment happens where you really understand it and can incorporate it into yourself. You feel it in your bones.
Nothing has actually changed in your understanding of a concept or a piece of advice or thing, but what's different is that you have understood it.
So, when people say the same thing over and over, you never know when that time they say it will be the one that gets through to you.
Or maybe you only even hear it the one time, and then you never know when you're gonna remember it, when
it sinks in?
When the right timing happens.
Ah. Anyway, stop making fun of me for helping you, you punk. Well, that's true. I'm sorry. All right, let's get pumped up and look for a way to escape. He sure recovers quickly. But still, all the machines here that have engines like airplanes and ships, they're no good.
Yeah, we know. They don't have engines. We went through all this.
You might as well put pedals on the ship and pedal boat off this island. We can even make it swan shaped too. Ooh, you know, actually, now that sounds kind of cool. We can have like Akane and Nekomaru switch off because they're freaking dynamos and what?
Actually, I understand that they're not really on an island. We never thought that they were. However, isn't that actually a really good idea? If there's nothing else you can do, why not just use manpower?
What do you mean, might as well?
Just saying, it's not a terrible idea.
That reminds me. I would get yelled at a lot for modifying various things at home or at school, especially since I couldn't put them back together. My greatest invention was attaching an engine to the machine that draws the chalk lines on the soccer field. They never recovered.
Yeah.
But it escaped through the school entrance at full speed without curving or stopping. Obviously you'd be yelled at for that.
Whatever happened to it anyway? No, I probably don't want to know.
It sends me postcards from time to time. Hey, Hajime, if by chance, what if it's impossible? That Monokuma bastard's rule is that only one person is able to escape. That rule doesn't matter. If we don't play by his rules, we don't have to follow his rules.
Basically, if he's not doing them, then why should you?
Yeah! We will never kill someone. It's that simple, right? That's true, but... Can you really believe that nobody here will ever betray us?
It's interesting thinking about this. You know, throughout almost the entirety of Chapter 4, we were trying to pin it on Kazuichi, even going so far as in the trial, assuming it was him. Mm-hmm. And he had every motive, too, as well as every opportunity and the skills necessary. And even when he had that motivation, he never did it.
He never cracked.
Like we talked about in the LP, and haven't mentioned at all here, he is way more resilient than you'd ever expect. Maybe it's just because he's a coward, but...
Because he's always processing those emotions, he doesn't really seem to bottle that stuff up.
Yeah.
If you start doubting now, you'll never stop. They want you to feel like this. I don't know why I said they. Monokuma's only one person, but you get what I'm saying. Well, obviously, but...
分かってんよな。
Humans are creatures that betray each other, you know. If they aren't, then... Kazuichi, what does that mean?
He's right, fundamentally.
Sorry, let me think about it alone. After saying that, Kazuichi briskly walked away.
Interesting.
I understand why he's worried, but... I feel like he's worried about something else. But I guess for now I should just wait until Kazuichi feels comfortable talking to me about it.
I wonder what he means. Just like Ibuki, Kazuichi also is sort of weirdly private in these, isn't he?
Yeah, you're right.
We've done, nearly 20 characters, full sets of FTEs by now. Are we just remembering them wrong in terms of how much the characters talk about themselves?
I don't think so. I mean, the only people who didn't really get into their details in the first one were the ones who had all the story. Kyoko and such.
He's just bringing up his feelings and then not talking about them, which is the opposite of pretty much everybody else. Even the ultimate imposter talked about himself the entire time throughout his FTEs.
He did it in a very roundabout fashion, but he did. It's how he had to do it, poor guy.
We've never really understood how Kazuichi had enough of that inherent darkness to end up as ultimate despair. He
just seems so harmless.
He's too normal. Like a relatively normal kid with relatively normal interests, with a relatively normal of teenage anxiety.
Just normal all around.
Kinda, yeah. He doesn't seem like he completely fell into his anxiety and was swallowed up by it, but maybe that's actually what happened.
Because with a bunch of the other ultimate despairs, you look at their base personality without all that stuff and you're like, I understand.
It's just fascinating, really. I suppose, just like Ibuki, this is going to be yet another set of FTEs that's going to be entirely back-ended. We just have to wait until the very end.
And then piece it all together. For some reason, I feel different today. I'm all fired up! Maybe that'll impress Miss Sonia.
Yeah.
Hajime, about that thing from before. I mean, it is the final one now, so time to get to the nitty-gritty.
If we don't learn anything about you now, then when are we going to learn something about you?
Come on, guy. I survived the game. What more do you want from me, eh?
Did you just say, come on, guy, to me? Did you call me guy?
Maybe. What's it to you?
That's just weird.
Hey, let's go somewhere else, please. After he said that, Kazuichi walked away by himself.
Oh, thank God, we're no longer in that stupid park with that stupid tree outline. You know, the one on the right side that's got like this 3 pixel stroke. That's just bothering the crap out of me.
I ran after Kazuichi until I arrived at the beach. I'm going to take apart that Mono Yeshin and put it back together. Whew. What are you doing? Can't you see? I'm breathing deeply.
I can see that, you moron! Why are you breathing deeply?
I gotta prepare myself for lots of reasons, you know?
What?
All right, I'm ready. Come at me, bro! Pulls out a wrench. Oh, God! No, hold on. I don't really understand what's going on at all.
Oh, so you're actually gonna fight, huh?
Dumbass, isn't it obvious? There's only one thing for 2 men to do when they come to the beach.
It's true, let's go.
What?
Come on, fight!
What can 2 men do at the beach?
Fist fight! For goodness sake!
But I really want to pick hit on girls.
All right, pick hit on girls.
I know, hit on girls, right?
そうそ
That's right. At such an open tropical beach, you can run full steam ahead toward all the older ladies.
うちげえだろ
Wait, what the hell? There are no older ladies here in the first
See,
place.
they have to be older because he wants them to have a more shapely body. The high school body's just not gonna work.
You're so funny. Both of you. Okay, fist fight. Yeah.
It's fist fight!
Are you talking about a fist fight?
あ
Well, not exactly.
No, he wants a Pokemon battle.
I specialize in water and steel types. You're going to punch yourself.
Huh, that makes sense.
Huh?
お前な
If you don't punch yourself, my mind won't be settled. It's like I feel lost or something, and the only way I can get to it is to watch people hurt themselves.
Now, if you wanted, say, Hajime to punch you, that would make sense. But you probably don't like being punched because, people don't like being punched unless you're a boxer and you get that weird face punch high that I've heard about.
I don't think he's that, though.
So he's too afraid to want to get hit in the face himself, so he wants the other... But he doesn't want to hit Hajime in the face himself. He wants to watch someone punch themselves, which is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. I'll tell you what, you see those cliffs in the back? Why doesn't he try to get Hajime to lower his head down and then run full speed at the cliffs?
You believe in me, but I can't believe in you at all. I still think you're the traitor and stuff.
You should believe in the me that believes in the you that believes in me, which is why I believe in you.
You should believe in the me that wants you to punch yourself in the face. It's like I betrayed you or something.
Huh.
Kazuichi.
If you feel upset that Hajime believes in you, but you don't believe in Hajime, shouldn't you punch yourself in the face?
That's what I was thinking, yes? Hey, to be honest, I'm wearing contacts.
Hit him in the face!
What is this now?
Hit him in the face!
It's not like my hair is this color because I wanted it to look like this.
What?
I wasn't really sure what I wanted, so I just tried a few things and it ended up like this. I sharpened my teeth and I can't go back from that. I mean,
うん
I was always a weak, cowardly kid. All I ever did was study and tinker with machines. So, I always believed that everyone who talked to me was a nice person.
So in other words, it's like the nice little kid who was raised to be nice. It was hit by the reality of the world that not everybody is nice. And so it kind of crushed him because he was never able to get over that.
Because even though he is able to bounce back from a lot of this stuff, he is still kind of weak.
Well, he's absolutely a weak person. It's just that he's so busy being a weak person that he apparently is resilient enough to handle everything. I guess the way I'm looking at that, the resiliency of the coward, is that if you're already paranoid, it's not going to bother you as much when it turns out
That everyone's out to get you?
or that somebody specific is out to get you. Because you already expected that anyway. If you're already afraid of everything, something scary isn't more scary than everything else.
Okay.
Because everything else was already scary to you, so being in an actual frightening situation, it may very well be less frightening to be faced with an actually dangerous situation if you're afraid of everything, because then instead of being afraid of something invisible that you can't see, it's obvious what you should be afraid of, and so it is not as scary.
That makes sense, and that really boggles my mind.
So it could be that Kazuichi is sort of already at the bottom, so everything being bad and beating on him can't actually make him be any worse. So he's able to handle the worst stuff the same way he handles the better stuff, or the normal stuff, because it's all beating him down and maybe kind of confirming some of the worst parts of his worldview. At least that's my take on why he never cracked, no matter how bad it got. Still, this is... what Kazuichi is talking about, the experience he's talking about, is more like the normal sort of shattering of innocence and naivete that everybody has to go through. I doubt that in and of itself was enough to make him break.
So even if I was betrayed or lied to, I always believed they had a good reason for it. That's what I always believed. All because I was too scared to admit it. Kazuichi I know is a confident, happy-go-lucky guy who gets a little carried away sometimes. But maybe he's just been pretending to be like that. When I was in middle school, there was this guy I thought was my best friend. We always did everything together, and I could talk to him about anything. But one time, I let him cheat off my test because he begged me for help. But we got caught.
And he blamed Kazuichi, of course.
Till the very end, he insisted that I was the one who willingly gave him the answers. But as long as he didn't get punished, I really didn't mind sharing my answers with him at all. But ever since that happened, he kept avoiding me. I wonder why. It's not like I really cared. Maybe he felt guilty. He probably couldn't stand it.
Well, now we're getting somewhere. So in other words, Kazuichi is too nice. Like when he was talking about his father in the first FTE, it didn't seem like it was really a problem. It seemed like that was really more of a normal sort of upbringing. I say that because if he's this nice, he must have had a pretty nice childhood.
That makes sense.
And he was really trusting of everyone. That means he learned to be trusting. It's not, like based on what he was saying, it's not like he was crushed by the ennui of civilization. It's that he didn't really understand why what happened with his friend happened.
Because it wasn't a big deal to him.
Well, Kazuichi is the unusual person for thinking about it like that. For being that selfless.
I suppose so.
もしかしてよ。
Yeah, now that I'm older, I feel like I understand him a little. But at the time, I was fed up with everything, so I decided to get rid of all of it, including my looks.
He must have been more on the brink than he's making himself out to be. Like more of that privateness, if he decided after that to just change everything.
And when that happened, everyone who used to hang around me started keeping their distance. And punk asses started getting closer to me instead. Since then, I haven't needed to believe in anyone, and I haven't been betrayed. It was really easy. You'd be surprised how much changes when you change your appearance.
I'd say we got our answer about why he became Ultimate Despair. It was a deep feeling of isolation. Like a normal person who nonetheless felt extremely isolated from everything around him.
Hot girls kept coming on to me too.
What, really?
But to tell you the truth, that scared me a little.
Because he became somebody that he wasn't. And he wasn't comfortable in his own skin, whereas he was before.
Kazuichi, I never felt betrayed by you.
He stuck to that, too. Saying that he didn't trust Hajime, well, gags about punching yourself in the face aside, he kept up his part of the bargain, didn't he?
I mean, you always believed in me, didn't you? Well, I mean, the main story, I thought you were the traitor. I mean, that doesn't matter. But after hearing your reasons, I think it's fine. So how about this? If you ever betray us and make us sad, I'll punch you as hard as I can. Got it? Bring it on! I'll make you eat those words, you big jerk. Thanks. Because of you, I understand now. What I really hated all along wasn't being betrayed. I hated myself for being too weak to believe in others.
俺は何があってもおめえを信じる。それがダチってことだからな。
This is quite interesting. Kazuichi turned out to be quite complex in like a non-complex kind of way.
In a normal kind of way?
Yeah, compared to other people who have crazy personalities and crazy backgrounds, he really is just a normal person. Like, all the problems that he ever had were due to trauma relating to, well, his relationship with other people that he cared about, and how things didn't go the way that he wanted them to, and how he didn't really know who he was or what he wanted.
And how that drove him away from everyone.
Yeah, that's a really good way to put it. That he drove himself away from other people by trying to be somebody that he wasn't. For some reason, I feel kind of solemn.
Probably because of how relatable he is.
How so?
Well, he's certainly relatable to me, because I used to be the guy that would just go along with everyone and not care if they tread all over him just to be their friends. Of all the people I've known in my past, every single one of them have betrayed or used me in some way, and I just went along with it. I was just like, well, I'm their friend. I gotta put up with this stuff. That's fine.
That's why this is so weird, because what Kazuichi is saying is kind of looking back at something like that as the ideal. Like, I get that he wasn't being taken advantage of or trampled on, but it's hard to see that situation and not look at it like that. So I understand that you say that you find that relatable, but his situation is sort of the opposite of yours, because isn't it like, and in the end I became a lapdog again and was happy. But he's not a lapdog, and he isn't saying that.
Huh.
Because that's the last thing that you want, right?
Oh,
Is to go
yeah.
back to being walked on?
God, no.
Well, since I've known you for over 20 years, and that means I know Billy's dark past, when I see him talking about this stuff, I can't disassociate what he's saying from what I know about you, which is that you were in that position too, but instead of being forced out of it, you hated it. So I can't help but look at it really negatively.
Yeah, I can't quite put my finger on it either, but that's what I was thinking about when he was talking about that. Maybe he's relatable because his it didn't have to do with some super wealthy, fabulous lineage or the most popular band in Japan. It just had to do with regular human interactions in school with other people.
And interactions, how no matter what side of them you come down on, you have these experiences yourself in some way. You can't not have.
Yeah, there's no, like, big extreme.
If you have been a teenager, you have some idea of what he is talking about, even if you were the guy who betrayed him.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Yeah.
Kazuichi the Everyman.
俺ら全員で必ずここを出ようぜ。
Well, Kazuichi always tried. And we, as in BSG, were kind of counting on him to do something.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Kazuichi offered his hand, and I gripped it firmly, then sucker punched him in the face.
He deserved it, the jerk.
This time, I felt a strong, definite bond forming between Kazuichi and me. And I... But it'll be different if you act suspicious. Even if you're my friend, I'll doubt you if you're suspicious. That's what we call foreshadowing.
In more than one way. I was literally about to say that I might not have suspected him in Chapter 4 if we had done this. However, I probably still would have. Just goes to show what one line could do.
Now the moment we've all... Grease monkeying around. Now the moment we've all been waiting for, his underwear. Oh, swim trunks.
No, those are flashily decorated boxer shorts. I remember the time that I was walking to electronics in Walmart, and I saw a set of Luffy boxer shorts in the kids' clothing section that I was walking by, and I thought, you know what? I really love One Piece, but I do not want to gird my loins with Monkey D. Luffy.
There are limits.
Don't wear underwear like that. That is ridiculous. Both the Luffy underwear and that hyper neon colored garbage.
Kazuichi's favorite trunks. A popular brand among mechanical men due to its Repair the Now, Create the Now ad campaign. That kind of feeling shines through the colorful design.
Repair the Now, Create the Now, and a popular brand among mechanical men?
I don't know how to take that.
I don't want to see Nekomaru's undergarments, except you and I both know it's going to be the tiniest of banana hammocks.